I have been an Insane Clown Posse fan since I was a little kid, and I have no shame in that fact. So it was a dream come true when Violent J of the Insane Clown Posse popped by the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show, the radio show that I host on SiriusXM every weekday morning. It's not just music with the Insane Clown Posse. It's wrestling. It's visuals. It's everything. And we talked about all of it, from Juggalo Championship Wrestling to Shaggy Two Dope drop kicking Fred Durst, his work with Billy Corgan in the NWA, and of course everything else. Drake popping up on Instagram with his jersey. Check it out. This is the conversation Jim Norton and myself had with Violent J on Jim and Sam from SiriusXM 103.
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
you hitting on me?
I am hitting on you a little bit. A little bit.
Immediately. Usually he waits a few minutes, but the second you sat down, he's like, I'm going to suck that guy's dick.
Look,
I'm blushing under my paint.
Just putting out the vibe. Just putting out the vibe. The diamonds in the teeth have been I feel like a very hot topic. I saw you on social media letting fans that don't appreciate the diamonds know they could go fuck themselves.
That's right.
That's right. Good for you.
You know, they said it gives you a little slur.
Right.
And I'm like, that's the freshness of it. It's like every time you hear it, you think, dang, his teeth are just all shimmery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what people say. You know, it's just, I jumped right on the bandwagon. I didn't have these when it was cool. You know, I had it when it was everywhere. Then I was like, all right, give me those.
Yeah. What made you make the call?
What made me do it?
Yeah.
Shaggy.
He did?
Yeah, he
was
did
like,
it. I jumped on his dick.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? When
Does
he
it hurt
first
your
did
gums?
it, when he first got, no, it's a piece of jewelry, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it comes off. Okay.
Yeah, you get like a mold done, you know?
Looks good.
Yeah. Very easy.
Boom.
It's just a jewelry, you know?
Yeah.
I like it.
A lot of people think I had them done. Like,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah, no.
Yeah. So what brings you to New York, man?
I'm on tour, the Three-Headed Monster tour. It's right now Shaggy is doing his tour, a solo tour, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a tour with Esham, the Unholy, and Ouija Mac. And we're doing the Three-Headed Monster tour, which we all perform on stage together. I do ICP songs, Esham does Esham songs, Ouija. These acts are like really big in the Juggalo world, you know?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's something different, you know? And we perform as like a Three-Headed Monster. And we dropped an album called Obliteration, probably I think 2 months ago. And we did the first leg of the tour, you know? And we rapped as like literally a three-headed monster crushing through the city, you know?
That's awesome.
On some rampage shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then oh good, then I can hear. And then and now we all of a sudden drop one today out of nowhere. Like
wow.
We fucking hustled our ass off and made another album in like 2 weeks and dropped that today by surprise just to support the second leg, you know?
That's old school. Dropping an album that you record, like that's how they did it in like the 70s and the 60s. They didn't take 8 months for a record. It was like 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, and it was done.
That's right. That's right. And this year, it's like ICP is kind of taking off, you know? So what that means is we're only doing our annual events, which are, you know, Hollow Wicked, Christmas, Big Baller Christmas Party, Juggalo Weekend, you know, which is always in a different area every year, and The Gathering, right?
Yes.
And we're just playing a few festivals. So that's taking a year off of us.
The clown paint makes it so that you guys are forever.
Yeah.
Right? There's physically, you're like, there's no, you know exactly who that is. The minute you see both your faces, it's.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's
awesome.
perfect.
And it changed, things changed. All the industry, the programmers, the radio programs, the promoters, all that shit rolled over. It's new people now.
Right.
Right? And the new people don't hate on us like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when we used to step on that stage, it would have been back in the day when we were considered competition.
Right.
To what the bands they're looking at or whatever. But now that we've been here and we're basically still surviving in our own world, we're not shoving our shit down anybody's throat, you know, people are just like, all right.
What did you perform at that festival?
Say it again?
What songs did you do at the festival?
Oh, we just did one. We just did Chicken Hunting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We just figured that's what we should do in Detroit, you know?
Yeah.
But after that, we started playing festivals.
Uh-huh.
And now it's like we do festivals and we have a fucking incredibly fresh response. You know what I mean? It's just totally fucking different. And it feels fucking great. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody reviews our music, they know what it is. They know what to expect and to give like a real review. back in the day, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? This shit, cartoon, joke-ass clown rap. What the fuck is the worst album of all time? Every time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we were written like that in big magazines, big publications, every time for years, So it's just different now. People are like, yeah, we get what they do now.
Do you find that people react differently to you in the makeup too? Like, no matter who you are, when we had Kirk Hammett in a few years ago, and then Gene Simmons came in and he was made up, and to watch Kirk Hammett react to Gene Simmons,
it's like a little kid.
There is something about it, like it's larger than life,
and it's forever.
It's
always exactly the same as when I was a kid.
Exactly the same, and even among other performers, they see you differently than they would without makeup.
Man, one kid, people say things to celebrities because they think they're iron. They think they don't have a heart or emotions. You know what I mean? I was doing a meet and greet, and this kid was like, "You all right, Jay?" I'm like, "Yeah, you all right, bro?" He's like, "I'm good, man, for real though. You all right?" And I'm like, "I'm good, bro. I'm good." Right? He's like, "Yeah, I'm just asking, everything health-wise and all. You all right?" I said, "Why you keep asking me that, bro?" He said, "Man, you just look so old." His girl was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that." You know what I mean? And I thought about it now. What I should have did was smacked him. No, dead serious. So dead serious. Because he was young, you know what I'm saying? Because he's probably looking at 90s shit all the time or whatever, and he sees me and he's like, what the fuck? He's young and dumb, right? If I would have smacked his ass, every time he told that story for the rest of his life, they'd have been like, "But why the fuck did you say that?"
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't say something like that to somebody. That guy was aggressive for smacking you, yes. But why? Why would you do that?
Was he being aggressive or was he just being stupid?
No, he was being dumb. But that's why I didn't punch him. I wouldn't have punched him. I would have smacked him.
Right.
But instead, I was stunned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not that it hurt. I mean, I know I'm getting old every time I get out of the shower and see me in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? But, I was stunned to hear it. It's like they used to tell Michael Jackson, when he was growing up and hitting puberty and shit, they see him on TV as little young Michael. Then when they see the Jacksons, they run up to him. Where's little Michael? Where's little Michael? He'd be like, "I'm Michael right here." And they would say right to his face, "Ooh, what happened to you?"
Yeah, right.
Like right to his face. He's got acne or whatever. And people think they don't have feelings. You know what I'm saying? It's like you come to a town, you take a girl out all night. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the night, you go to kiss her. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You're like, "Oh, I got a boyfriend." "Well, why would you go out with me all night?" "I'm not going to say no to Jim Norton asking me to take him out." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, they will.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like they're not a person.
What you're thinking. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going with the experience. I know you were romantically interested in me, but there ain't no way I'm going to pass this opportunity up.
Just to hang out.
Just to hang out.
Yep.
Oh, well, fuck you,
I wanted to go back to the festival thing, because there's a video that we've watched a bunch of times on the show that we've always tried to figure out what exactly is going on. It must have been a festival because Limp Bizkit was on stage.
Yeah.
Fred Durst is performing.
Yeah, I just talked to Fred Durst about this.
Yeah, and Shags decides to come out, and he tries to land a drop kick, and his form is decent, but just the spatial recognition, it's just not there. He falls, unfortunately. He doesn't exactly hit the drop kick.
Distance management was not good.
It wasn't great, but beyond that, the idea that Shaggy 2 Dope is drop kicking Fred Durst in the middle of his set. Security rushed in because I guess they didn't realize it. Whatever. It's somebody drop kicking the lead singer of Limp Bizkit in the middle of a set. Why did your bandmate Shaggy 2 Dope attempt to drop kick Fred Durst in the middle of a Limp Bizkit set?
I'm gonna keep it real, 100%.
Please.
Number one, he fell off the wagon that day.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
Real talk, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
He fell out the wagon that day. Number two, he did not try to hit Fred Durst. You know what I'm saying? He was simply doing what it looked like, playing it, just saying like it was a bad decision, I guess, because he wasn't actually trying to hit Fred Durst. He was trying to be like, drop kick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
he's playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's drunk and was feeling good, and he fucking ran out on stage and threw a fake drop kick, And Lethal was like, fuck that. Fuck them dudes, And I tried to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he just wasn't fucking responding, you know what I'm saying? So finally, in time went by, and then just recently I'm realizing the wonders of Instagram. how you can reach out to anybody. So I fucking pull up Fred, and I was like, "What's up, bro?" And he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Dope." I was like, "Here, let me talk to you about what happened." You know, he's like, "Hey, it's rock and roll history now." You know, I'm like, "Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
dope," you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he wasn't mad. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah, and I also loved it that everybody wants to play wrestler sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
It's fun.
Yeah, he was just throwing a fake drop kick, like, "What's up?"
Yeah, because it looked like he pulled, like, I'm sure he could have hit him. That's why it didn't make sense. Like, he could have missed by that much.
Right.
No. I mean, he had a run in space and everything. He probably could have drilled him if he actually wanted to, you know?
You know, during the pandemic, I was doing a show on the WWE network that I taped, but they gave me full creative control.
Dope.
And one of the things that I did, and it was just like a talking head show. I have a studio in my basement, so they were like, well, you know, we need content. But one of the things that I did was I did this like 12-minute monologue segment justifying why the Insane Clown Posse should 1,000% be in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Like, who else has this? Like, in the world of professional wrestling, especially from people technically coming from the outside, there's a band that has been in ECW, WCW, WWE, and then started their own promotion.
Right.
There's nothing like that in the world.
Yeah.
Is that even on your radar?
It's one of the coolest things we ever did. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing all that, you know. I mean, wrestling was always like a money costly thing, you know what I mean? It was good for a minute, but you know, it's loving it. You know, I'm still doing it right now.
Right.
I'm fucking with Billy Corgan's NWA.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm having fun, you know, because that's all his promotion.
Right.
I don't have to do nothing but be talent, you know, and I fucking love it. It's fun.
No pressure. You just show up and do what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. You know, like I'm a fan. I used to wrestle before we actually rapped. You know, Joey used to be my manager. Shaggy was my manager.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he wrestled too. Once a few years later, we stopped independent wrestling when Juggalo started to show up at wrestling, knowing that we would be there without our face paint.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they started to make the connection. Hey, you hear that? That's them, you know, such and such. And so we stopped independent wrestling. And almost like a year later, we bought our own ring in our warehouse and we started having private shows for our friends.
Just because you loved it so much.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Rock used to come down. Mike Clark used to come down. You know, a lot of the bands in Detroit used to come down. We'd have kegs of beer and shit, the ring in the middle, and chairs all around in our warehouse. We used to. It was fun, man.
That's awesome.
Do you realize you inspired Superhuman?
Yeah, I know.
Superhuman rules.
I know. We use them in JCW in our promotion.
What made you with JCW make the change from Juggalo Championship Wrestling to now the more formal Juggalo Championship Wrestling?
You know, I don't think we thought about legacy and all that.
Right. I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it ain't shit wrestling. The guys are working hard in there. We try to put on good matches. You know what I mean?
But it's just funny to say, right?
Yeah,
Like
it was in the
it's a fun
beginning. We
word.
were just making it as oddball as we could. You know what I'm saying?
like Jim, you know Cactus Jack the wrestler.
Sure.
In JCW, he was known as Cactus Sack.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Of course it is.
There's all kinds of freshness. Yeah, but yeah, like it's really cool talking and hanging with Billy fucking Corgan, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was flipping through Instagram yesterday and I seen Billy Corgan playing on stage, right? First of all, when I went and saw him last week, he looked like a satanic cult leader. All right, he had a black raincoat on. Like, how would you describe it?
Like how you're describing it.
No, it was like
Oh.
Like did it go out? Did it flow out?
the bottom went out.
Yeah.
But it was it was hard as fuck. Okay, it was dope. And then he had the bald head, right?
Uh-huh.
And he had makeup like 2 stars, like black stars, like on his eyes, you know, going across his forehead and down his cheek, you know. And he looked crazy. And he's got his arms spread out, you know, and I was like, he looks like a satanic cult leader. This is awesome. I did not think I would see this at this. He would look like this at the Smashing Pumpkins show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then yesterday we go and see him, and I told him that right when I saw him. I hope he wasn't offended. I'm like, dog, you look like a satanic cult leader.
That's very King Diamond-ish.
It's awesome looking. So then I see yesterday he's standing there again looking something similar, and it pans over and there's like a chick dancing looking kind of like a stripper, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this big buff wrestler looking dude comes walking on stage and screaming at the girl, "What are you doing out here shaking that ass? Get back there," you know? And the girl gives him a stunner. Right?
Yeah.
And the guy bumps on the stage and he's out. And then the guitarist comes over and starts sticking the head of the guitar into his neck or whatever. And I'm thinking, this on a Smashing Pumpkins show? Think of what the non-wrestling fan, Smashing Pumpkin fans are thinking.
Like, what is this?
What in the hell are we seeing? You know what I'm saying? That woman is beating that huge man's ass. You know what I mean? Like, what, on stage with the Smashing Pumpkins.
That's awesome.
This is, you know, and I sent him to that. I sent him that, and I said, "Man, it's official. You're one of us now.
Yes.
Don't even deny it no more." You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit we do. You know?
Yeah.
I love that you're such a fan too, like of other performers. Like a lot of guys don't like to acknowledge that, but
That's right.
You're very comfortable just being like, "Yeah, I love this guy. I'm happy he responded to me."
Man, it's so fucking weird talking to Billy Corgan for me, bro. In the 90s and 2000s, we were always the underground struggling, and they were just as big as you could be. They were headlining Lollapalooza. They were fucking all over MTV Darlings, you know?
Yep.
That was all the type of shit we wanted into. You know what I mean? And they were like the kings of it for a long stretch.
Yeah. Very long
So
time.
now that we know each other, I say that to them all the time. I'm like, how the fuck are we friends?
Yeah, when
You know what I'm saying?
when you realize that those guys see you as a peer. Like he sees you as just, yeah, you're from ICP. Like he sees you as an equal. He doesn't look at you the way you would have thought he looked at. He looked at you as an equal performer.
I see that now, but I feel like, and this is no disrespect to him, it just feels like if we were to went and went to the backstage area in 1998 and been like, "Yo, Insane Clown Posse out here, can we come back there and say hi?" It would have been like no response.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though that's when we had 4 albums on the chart.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It just, we weren't understood then, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And I mean, and part of it was because when you guys blew up, I think so much of it like at the same time the music really, really mainstream blew up, all the controversy and news reports and this image of what the Insane Clown Posse was blew up at the same time. So there were people that were just on this side of it, watching all this news coverage and the gimmicks and stuff like that that never even got to hear Malenko or whatever it was, going like, it's too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved, you know?
Yeah, it's not real music.
Right.
It's something else. It's a
Right.
gimmick.
But I think, like,
It don't count.
right. And the fact that you guys are still making, not only still touring and surviving and have this amazing fan base, but still making new music that is just as accepted as the old music was. Nobody does that in music. Like, at some point, it becomes undeniable, right?
Yeah, man. Maybe.
I think so.
I know life is as surprising now as it's ever fucking been, maybe way more. Drake posting a fucking picture wearing a Ringmaster jersey.
Yes.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, that's the other.
What the fuck? How does that make any sense in any way, shape, or form? You know what I'm saying? It makes literally none.
But that's the other thing, that you guys were so far ahead of the game because you were like, I'm going to assume because you were wrestling fans with the merchandising and the graphics and the new cartoon.
I'm not buying it
character
though. I'm not buying it. He knows who we are and he did that on purpose. I think he spent a night somewhere and somebody had a jersey or something. There's just no way.
He knows.
No, of course he does.
He knows.
There's no one who doesn't know. No one doesn't know Insane Clown Posse.
doubt
Honestly,
it.
it's true.
I'm being honest. I doubt it. I really do. I think it was like accidental. Like, okay, let me put it this way. I'm not saying he don't know who ICP is. I'm saying he probably saw that jersey somewhere and was like, "That's dope." He don't know what the fuck that is.
He doesn't know about
It
busting a
don't
nut
say
in macaroni.
ICP on it nowhere. It's just our second album cover, Ringmaster, right?
Right.
Very rare album compared to outside of the Juggalo world.
Those guys don't wear anything that they don't know on Instagram.
That's what somebody else said.
Those
That's right.
guys.
That's right.
Drake has what, 15 million followers. He's not posting a
He's
shirt.
got like 115 million.
Yeah,
it's insane.
No,
he knows exactly what it is.
He wore like a Danbury Trashers jersey when that Netflix documentary came out about the Trashers, Crime and Penalties. Crime and Penalties was what it was called. It was like a minor league hockey team. But I talked to the guy who he got the jersey from that ran the team. And he was like, no, like Drake literally saw the doc, got obsessed with it, FaceTimed me, said, where can I get a jersey? Like, then he put it on Instagram. Like, he knows.
Exactly.
He knows.
Insane, man.
And he's
It's
taking
not
a
an
picture.
accident.
That's to show it off. He's taking that picture simply because
That's insane, though. That just is out of this fucking world. I didn't know what to fucking think. That's somebody started blowing me up at like 1 a.m. or something when that shit came out. And my phone, I didn't even understand it was him at first. Like, I was just like, huh? It just don't make no sense. And then Post Malone rocking our jerseys. You know what I'm saying? I never met Post Malone, but we have a mutual friend. You know what I'm saying? So I know, and then the craziest thing is the fucking LL Cool J's tour, right? He's got the wall behind him.
I saw it.
Okay, this is what really makes no sense, and I'll tell you why. Because what the fuck? Why? If my name is on there, okay, and if that's meant to be, why is it not ICP? How the fuck is it just half ICP? It makes no sense. It's almost like it's up there by an accident. But then a guy interviewing me said, let me ask you something. If you were LL and you were going on this big tour, right, and you had behind you a list of, Hall of Fame names in hip-hop or
50
something.
years of hip-hop,
or
yeah.
whatever that is, 50 years of hip-hop, wouldn't you look at it first and read who it was?
It's on purpose.
Yeah.
But then you ask yourself, why is it just me? It don't make no sense.
I mean, people sometimes put Outkast. Sometimes they put Big Boy. Sometimes they put Andre. People put, you're an individual MC as well as part of a group, right? You deserve the credit. You gotta take the credit on this one. You guys,
man.
You guys have done a lot, man.
Yeah.
You guys have done a lot, and it's not as big of a surprise to me looking in from the outside that stuff is happening than it might be to you, because you had to deal with all the bullshit before all this good stuff came, right?
Oh, I just find it weird because I never even met LL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and Joey have had zero affiliation. You know what I mean? Like, we're always been so much of an outcast, even in hip hop.
Yeah.
Even though Outcast, but you still operate. You were still in the same universe. You were still aware of each other. He knew who you were. Everyone knows what everybody is doing in their business. All those guys know you, and a lot more of them probably liked you guys than said publicly.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I posted a picture with Fago on my birthday a week ago, and every comment on my Instagram was whoop whoop. Everybody knows.
You know what would be dope, man? Going to the fucking if we could go to something dope like a award show, right?
Yeah.
Bomb ass, like the VMAs last night.
Yeah.
That would have been the shit.
Yeah.
Just pulling up at the VMAs, saying me and Joy getting out something awesome.
Yeah.
Some awesome outfit with our incredibly beautiful women, you know what
Yes.
I'm saying? And walking the red carpet and just going up in there.
Big
Yeah,
money
I would
hustlers.
feel like we're going to be arrested.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I can feel the anxiety flowing through me thinking about that. It'd be 2 seconds before somebody be like, get them the fuck out of here. Sharon Osbourne or somebody be up in there. I don't know. Some industry person mad. I'm just so used to people being mad,
Hey, when you guys did Woodstock 99, I remember watching on pay-per-view, being very confused, because that was when it was like cool for like all like the rock stars would bring hot chicks and stuff on with them and everything. And you and Shags, I remember watching as a teenager, and as I'm watching you perform some of my favorite songs, there are gentlemen in really good shape with Halloween clown masks on, completely nude with their genitals out doing jumping jacks. So they're all like flopping around and everything behind you.
First of all, we didn't have any chicks. Keeping it real. Second of all, we wanted to make some sort of impact. You know what I mean? So I think I offered our crew, I said, anybody that gets out there naked, $500. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And they were out there, you know what I'm saying, getting that money. They're like
That's a wild thing to see as a teenager in the 90s.
Sure.
That's crazy.
they were like, can we wear a mask? I'm like, sure, you know what I mean? So, that was the shit, man. That was different. That experience was always different.
Yeah.
It wasn't just 500 juggalos up front.
Right.
That was a very cool, fucking, very great memory of mine. People talk about like it was a travesty, and it's like nobody died. The only real travesty was assaults, sexual assaults. Other than that, like fires and all that, so fucking what? They were ripping everybody off. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like nobody got burned up in this shit, It's like, I don't see it as a travesty besides sexual assaults, I don't see it as like we had a fucking great time. We were honored to be asked to be in that motherfucker. We were like, what? They gave us like $100,000. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah, in
24 years ago, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you know what I'm
good.
saying? We were like, fuck yeah. And we don't got to change nothing. You know what I'm saying? They told us, this is what's funny. They said you can't bring your stage set.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, all right, cool. And we brought our stage set. We were like, bands have bands equipment and monitors and shit and
Right.
fucking, you know, cabinets and shit. We brung our shit. Nobody said nothing. We set our shit up and did it, you know?
Yeah. What was the stage set? That
It
you
was just like,
bucket
it
of
probably
Faygo.
wasn't even noticeable on that massive stage.
Right.
But we're playing these clubs all the time.
Right.
We're playing the same size clubs now. We did our entire career. There was never a point where we went up to bigger houses and shit. We've been in the same thing, same lane our whole career. You know what I mean?
Could you have gone up and you guys just resisted it, or you're like, we're not even going to try
Man,
it?
if we could have gone up, we'd have been, shit, man. Fuck yeah, we're all about selling out. You know
for
what I'm
you.
saying?
Good for you.
If somebody said, can we use fucking chicken hunting in the Sprite commercial? I'd be like, all of it. I'll do a second version. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that type of pride like, oh, I can't use my music. I think music is a shit no matter what you do with it. It don't change the way it sounds. You know what I mean? So use the fuck out of it and pay me.
Yeah, I'll put Sprite in the lyrics.
That's what I'm saying.
All
I'll
good.
redo it like Michael used to. Singing about Pepsi generation and you know, all that shit. You know what I mean? Turning Billie Jean into Pepsi and shit.
It is funny how many people get mad at artists for allowing their music to be used and make a lot of money not having to do any extra work. It really is nuts how people get mad at that.
I don't know why, you know, but I respect it, you know. I respect it, man. And another thing, you know, bands break up, right?
Mhm.
They fall out, right? And then they won't come back together. And people are like, man, all these fucking fans want to see you. Just pull it together, man. Just fucking get it together and do it for the people, right? It ain't that easy.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? And me and Joey love each other, but we've had partners that we ran with for 15, 20 years and then fell out with them as artists, and nothing will bring that back.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
100%.
Nothing. And so I understand that now, too.
Right. Did you guys ever have a period of time where you were like, yeah, this is done?
Who, me and Joey?
Yeah.
With each other?
Yeah.
No. Thank
Never.
God. Thank God.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank God. It's only two of us, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have
Right.
such a good understanding.
You can always talk it over. It's just
Right.
one guy. You could just call him and talk it over and work it out.
You know, and he wants to do something, he does it. There's no way I'm not going to have a problem with it. It's the same thing for me. If I do something, he's encouraging to it, you know.